I think some other things that you want to consider when you're having that conversation with your designer is not only the primary logo, but what are those secondary things? Whether that's, we talked about other positionings of the logo, but also maybe it's breaking out certain things in the logo to become like a secondary stamp or a pattern that you can use for background on different things.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
Love that.
we even talk about like if you have a slogan, we develop a message. While we're developing your message, a lot of times we're like, well, what's the slogan? What's like that like 6-word thing that everybody immediately can latch on to? Well, that can have its own font, essentially typeface, whatever you want to call it, that you can use over and over again, and it can stand alone. It can be part of the logo setup, and having all of those things thought through for you, so that you're not just slapping stuff together. You've got all of that involved. Another thing that is really common for local service companies in particular is a mascot of some sort.
Yeah.
Whether it's like, if you have a pet around the office that becomes the mascot, or, maybe it's you go Liberty Mutual and you get yourself an ostrich.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Those are all things that help people identify your company immediately. And if you're in the local parade on Memorial Day or whatever, and your logos or your mascot is an ostrich, maybe you have a big ostrich on your float or something. Like there's fun things you can do with it that becomes associated with your brand. And it even helps you, like if somebody's going like, have you tried, XYZ roofing? And they're like, have I heard of them? They're like, they're the one with the ostrich. Oh yeah, I've seen their trucks. Yeah, I'll give them a call.
Right.
Like there's things that happen with those fun visual identity things that you can do, and mascots is one.
Yeah, slogans, man, are huge.
Yeah.
If you drive by, if I tell you you're driving on the highway, you're going to work, and you look up and you see a billboard, and it's red and orange, and it says "Have it your way" on it. Who's that for?
Taco Bell.
No.
Burger King.
Burger King, right?
Yeah.
That's not. I mean, that's an easy example. It's like, you can go down the list. What's in your wallet? You could do like a good neighbor.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're driving down and you look up and you see a billboard, and on it is a picture of a kid mowing the elderly woman's lawn. Right. And she's out there like smiling, and he's pushing the lawnmower, and you kind of get this image in your mind, and it just says "like a good neighbor."
Yeah.
Right. And it just has the icon. It doesn't even have the full logo for State Farm. Right. State Farm. It is State Farm, right? Like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Yeah.
You're good.
Okay. I was like, wait, that would be terrible if I did this whole analogy and I didn't even get the logo right. If they just had the icon, it didn't say State Farm anywhere on the billboard, you would know. And so those are all graphical representations of what a slogan could be. And then the second thing that you said was about mascots. NJM, I just wanted to mention this. NJM is an insurance company, and their whole thing is that they don't have a mascot. So their mascot is that they don't have one, and all they do in their commercials is make fun of like people that do. And it's very successful because they're like, yeah, we just do insurance. We don't have mascots. And like they've made that their mascot.
Right.
And it was a really clever way of like just flipping it a little bit.
Well, insurance is so competitive, which is why like when you're studying brands, insurance is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like you can do there's been some amazing commercials. There's obviously like the caveman commercials.
Yeah.
Geico's really got a lot of them. They've got the best, like the longest lasting slogan in 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Like you can just spout that off because I've heard it gazillion times. They got the gecko, they got the caveman, they got all these, awesome assets to their brand. Yeah. But part of what's cool about insurance too is you'll have a dramatic commercial and then you'll have a hilarious commercial.
Yeah, right.
All from the same company. Like they don't live in one lane. So insurance is a great study. And my personal favorite has got to be the Mayhem. Like the Mayhem commercials of the past 5 years are just insane.
The one where he's dancing, he's doing like a TikTok video. He's recording himself, and he's like,
Oh.
"I'm Mayhem, and I'm a teenager recording the latest TikTok trend."
Right.
And then the guy's like watching as this person's with a tripod in the middle of the street, and then he gets into a car accident.
We think I love that one too because it's like it does the switch. Like you think like, oh, somebody's gonna hit this kid in the
Yeah, totally. And it's the guy who gets into the accident.
Yeah.
So, man, I love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, Geico has had that 15. Well, I don't know. The 15 minutes might be new, but the save 15% on your car insurance
I'm switching to Geico.
has
Yeah.
been around since the beginning. At least, like you look at their first website, it's on there.
Yeah. So going back to local service people and speaking to them, like, you don't need everything. You just need to, and a good designer, a good agency, a good partner is going to help you determine what you need. And
Yeah.
sure, because not every brand is going to need patterns and X, Y, and Z. Like, they don't all need that. So for you, I just had someone ask me the other day, here's what I do. What do you think I need? Like, what brand package would you offer me? And I was
Right.
like, I honestly think for you, like a logo, a primary logo, some colors, and a font typography recommendation, and I'll give you a brand standard.
Right.
I feel like that's plenty. And then if you need to build upon it later.
If you enjoyed this Brand Nerd podcast clip, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. In the meantime, here are additional videos you might find illuminating.